All right, good morning, guys. We have a 40-minute drive to Vancouver. Press of a button. Let's just see if we can do it. No intervention. FSD version 14.1.7. So I wasn't recording. So I wasn't recording this morning, but I did have this. I wasn't recording a video, but I had the GoPro up. So hopefully I can overlay some of these clips. I had for my first time ever, the car failed to get onto the highway properly. There's a entrance, whatever, onto the highway that's near my house. So I take it all the time. And the car is since version 12, never really messed up there. It does a great job. And yeah, I mean, it was busy, but it wasn't crazy busy. And the car tried to get up to speed. There was definitely a gap that any other human would have taken. And we didn't take it. And then it ended up off on the shoulder. And I disengaged because I was all of a sudden uncomfortable with whatever decision I was going to make. Because at that point, you're now stopped with no real easy way to get up to speed quickly. And it was just, I don't know. It wasn't ideal. Maybe FSD would have figured it out, but I also think that it just shouldn't have happened in the first place. Like I said, I think it was a semi in front of us and a cement truck behind us. Whatever it was, we had the gap to go in. Because we hesitated, the gap went away, and at that point we lost all of our speed and then just couldn't easily get back into traffic. So that kind of sucked. First time that's ever happened to me, and I would, previous to that, have said something like that could never happen because it felt like FSD nailed that every single time. The other thing that kind of sucked about that is just before getting on the highway, there was a truck kind of following very closely. And there was two pretty harsh braking incidents. One where there was a construction worker that was walking around a cone or something. And so he walked near the road. But again, any human, I think, would have realized that he's clearly doing something on the side of the road and didn't look like he had an interest in coming off into the roadway. But the car slammed on the brakes for him. And then as a result, the truck behind us all of a sudden reacted, and then you could tell stayed very far back from me, probably thinking why is this guy slamming on the brakes randomly? And then just after that, there was a crosswalk that's been set up, a temporary one because of all the construction in the area, like this, but there's just flashing lights even when there's no pedestrians. It just flashes lights. That was very nice of FSD. I really appreciate when it lets people in, especially in traffic like this. Anyways, there's flashing lights, nobody actually crossing, and the car was hesitating quite a bit again. So the truck again was behind us being okay, I don't know why this person's slowing down for no reason. So I feel if that person was following us and they saw us slam on the brakes and then slow for nobody at a crosswalk and then fail to get on, because it followed us onto the highway, and then failed to get onto the highway, I don't know. It just looks bad. In that 30-second window, I was honestly quite discouraged by FSD. So right here is a situation where I've put it in Mad Max because it's misread the speed limit. It thinks it's 30. I would bet $1,000 that this road, the speed limit is not 30, but regardless, it's whatever. I think it should be at least 60. Nice job getting over into the right lane. Really appreciate that. We're on standard mode, so I'm happy to go in the left lane to pass, but then as soon as a semi, which shouldn't be in the left lane, tries to pass, it's nice that we move over. I don't think in North America it's a thing, but I know in Europe and other countries, trucks like that, I think almost legally aren't allowed to be in the left lane. And I wish that was enforced a lot more here. This one wasn't so bad because he passed and got over, but there's so many times that there'll be two semis going within 2 kilometers of one another, just over the speed limit, battling to pass each other, and then it ruins the road. So yeah, in North America, I find that semi drivers are very impatient and aggressive, and the fact that they're driving vehicles as big as they are, they should be being overly cautious and basically abiding by the speed limit, but they don't. It is what it is. Okay, car broken down on the side of the road here. I'm curious if we're going to get over. Yeah, amazing. Really, really good job. I love that behavior because although it's fine to be in that right lane, they were in their cars, like the lane is perfectly valid to be driven in. It is 100% the like safer. And again, I think in some states, I don't know if in Canada we have it, it is like illegal to drive next to like a decommissioned vehicle, whatever you word that as, but what legal or not, I just think it's like a safer, best practice move. So it's really nice that the car does that. And we're now signaling right again. We have somebody coming behind us. Really, really good job so far on the highway here. So for those of you that don't use Grok in the car much or don't have a Tesla and are curious how this works, it's very new for me to have it. So this is going to be one of the first times where I drive a lot for work, obviously. And quite often the default easy stop is unfortunately something like McDonald's or whatever, like a fast food restaurant. Just because it's on the way, it's what you see. I can go through the drive-thru fairly quickly. It doesn't take up a lot of my time. Ideally, I would love to stop somewhere and get like something healthy to eat, like a poke bowl, maybe like a banh mi, something different. But when I'm driving, it's really hard for me to search for those things and then call the restaurant, do all that. So my idea right now is I'm going to use Grok to recommend some places along the drive. And then with that list, get a phone number to call. We'll see how this all goes. But basically, I'm going to like lean on Grok to really help me try and make a stop for food that isn't just McDonald's. So we'll see what happens here. Hey, I'm driving to 1090 Keith Road in West Vancouver. I'm on Highway 1 heading west right now. I'm just looking to stop for lunch. I don't want fast food like McDonald's or anything. Just looking for something healthier, maybe like a poke bowl or like a banh mi. Do you have any suggestions? Can you give me like 3 suggestions and the names and what they have?
Sure. Heading west on the highway, you've got some solid options coming up around Park Royal or Horseshoe Bay. Third, for the banh mi craving, Banh Mi Boys, nearby. They stuff baguettes with grilled pork or lemongrass chicken, pickled veggies, and herbs. Not heavy at all. Any of those sound good?
How about Banh Mi Boys? How far out of the way is that?
Banh Mi Boys is actually a Toronto spot. My bad on that one. Closest solid alternative for killer banh mi is Wooden Fish, right here in West Vancouver on Marine Drive.
Yeah, what was the phone number?
Hi, Wooden Fish.
Hey there, could I order a banh mi? The grilled pork banh mi.
I'm sorry, we don't have the bánh mì in here.
What's that?
You order the bánh mì, right?
For pickup.
I have any bánh mì in here, sir. Sorry.
Okay, you don't do banh mi?
Yeah, we don't do bánh mì in here.
Okay, thank you.
So thank you. Bye.
Bye. Well, that didn't work out. I think he said Wooden Fish, unless I misremembered. I phoned the number he gave me, and they don't do banh mi. So, the idea is great on paper. Whether or not I include this in the video, we'll see, but...
Upscale feature, which gives more partner model options. So Topaz upscale AI is now an option within Photoshop. So it's very interesting. So it can you can take a low res image and it will upscale it the same way that Topaz has always done.
Yeah, I was gonna say I never use these upscaling features because all the source images I usually have are high res, but I guess for older
Okay, well, this really showcases the issue, and I'm gonna have to touch the pedal here to figure it out. God, I hate the no max speed is so frustrating. So we're behind a cop. I obviously don't want to speed. I was in standard, hoping that it was just gonna stay behind them. Instead, it tried to go into that lane. And this whole time we've been driving, it's been misreading speed limits. It thinks it's 60, it's actually an 80. And as we passed the cop, it was reading that it was a 90, so I'd put it in sloth and it was still trying to go 90 in an 80 in the left lane. It's just very, like, to me, that really highlights the issue with Tesla's approach to, like, take away max speed. It's frustrating. And I'm an what's the word? Like, I'm an FSD expert. I'm as, like, comfortable using this as anybody could be. And in that situation, I got, like, a little bit flustered, like, trying to scroll the wheel, ending up in hurry, scrolling down to chill. People can call me out for that all you want, but, like, if anybody is going to be able to, like, manage it, it should be me. And in those scenarios, it's just, like, complicated because the software is not doing what you want. So, like, I scroll all the way down to sloth, being like, hey, don't speed. But then it misreads the speed limit, so then, like, I have to, like, figure that out. But then it misreads the speed limit too low, so all of a sudden we're going 60 and 80, and I have to press the pedal because I'm like, whoa, we're going too slow on the highway. I don't know. I hate it. I think it's really silly that Tesla's taken away the max speed control. I so desperately hope they bring it back in 14.2 or even 14.1.8. Like, in one of these next versions, they need to. They're so far off from getting the speed limits figured out that to have taken away our ability to control the car's max speed is insane. Like, I don't know. Like, so 70, is it going to read it? It does. That's fine. Okay, whatever. But it's still frustrating. With that said, Project RCC posted on Reddit the other day just a suggestion, basically being like, a user should be able to, kind of how Waze and Google Maps and all those things work, where you can, like, report traffic issues. You could also report, like, a speed issue. So you could, like, press this button and scroll it to, like, what it should actually be. So when it misreads a speed limit, if all of a sudden it says 60, you can, like, touch this, scroll, say, like, no, it was 70, confirm, and then it would crowdsource it. I think it's a brilliant idea. I don't see why they wouldn't. I'm sure it's complicated, but, like, you could have power users whose, like, submissions carry more weight. Because, yeah, absolutely, people could, like, mess it up and say that, oh, like, the speed limit here is actually 20 kilometers an hour. But I think you'd need, like, multiple people to confirm a speed limit before it took control. And then if you were caught, obviously, putting in, like, incorrect amounts, you would just not be allowed to do it anymore. And it'd be tied to your Tesla profile. So people definitely wouldn't want to do it. I don't know. They need to do something. It's incredibly frustrating right now. I'll be honest. It's one of the things, I think the idea of, like, pressing a button going door to door is great. But when I'm having to constantly, like, manage this wheel and touch the speed and worry about it, it takes away from it a little. Otherwise, the drive's been very good. I mean, we've done the whole thing, press of a button without any issues. My God, traffic on the way back is going to be bad. So this is what's, again, crazy to me. We're in standard. We're going 26 kilometers an hour over the speed limit. It's 80. Like, that's what it's saying is right. And we're going 106. I don't know. To me, that's not very standard. Like, and yeah, I could scroll it back to chill, sure, and I could put in a sloth if I don't want the car to speed. But again, that's my whole thing, is, like, that shouldn't be the fix. Like, if I want the car to drive a certain way, which the profiles are more like a behavior of how the car drives. It goes around vehicles, makes decisions, X, Y, Z. The speed limit should not be, like, tied directly to that profile. Because if I want the car to drive standard, being, like, move into the left lane to pass slow vehicles, come back over, but also adhere to, like, a 10 kilometer an hour speed limit, plus or minus, that doesn't exist right now. And that's what I feel like more people want. I could even go for saying, like, I like the way Mad Max drives, but there's no chance I would ever use it because it speeds too much. And that's probably the case for most normal people as well. So, yeah, I don't know. I've said it before. I really hope they fix the speed control issues, or I don't know, like, are more transparent on the way that the speed profiles work. Because again, like, standard sometimes is so seemingly locked into going 8 or 9 kilometers an hour over the speed limit and kind of will like hang out at that number. But then other times, like I said, we'll go almost 30 kilometers an hour over. That's very fast. All right, so we are exiting off here. I was curious if what was going to happen. We're heading to Chipotle. The little Grok find a spot to eat didn't work out well, so I just looked up Chipotle on my own. It's crazy how much this Park Royal area has changed since I first moved here, like a long time ago, but all these new high-rises and like this whole outdoor area is very nice. Okay, really good job so far. It's nice and great speed. Good job with the speed bumps. Full stop at the stop sign. Perfect. Okay, that's fair. Oh, because he's avoiding the speed bump. That biker came like sort of into our lane, so I understood the car's hesitancy there. That was fine. All right, let's see. Where are we going to park? Tons of spots. It must be a Model 3 thing then. The double backup seems so consistent in my car. And that's just not at all the behavior that I see other vehicles. Like the new Y, for example, it seems to do this in one go all the time. But nice job. We're here. Cool. Press of a button, door to door. Great job. Couple little mistakes, but overall, really well done. See you in 2 minutes. All right, finished with lunch there. Heading 4 minutes, super close to where we're going. Just got to leave the parking lot here. I would definitely go that way, but that's okay. I'm hoping it'll be in this video, probably, because I think it'll be pretty condensed up until this point, but we are heading to Vancouver after this. Don't go that, oh no. What I'm going to do is I'm going to meet up with the guys that gave me the Matter key back in the day. I've talked about it a little bit on my videos. It basically is like an FSD tracker / dash cam tool. Really cool, and they've made a lot of improvements lately. So what they're going to do is they're going to hook me up with a CAN bus server, I think is the wording, and a little LTE modem. And basically what that's going to do is allow the like data that the Matter key pulls to be a lot more accurate, because it's going to be hooked into the Tesla's like system. And I think as well, it'll be a way for me to, because I think I'll have like all the cars like telemetry as a result of this. So I think on screen moving forward, and maybe even for the end of this video, I'll have like another little HUD point of showing kind of what Chuck Cook used to have, where it's like speed, movement, all that kind of stuff will show on screen. I think. I could be totally wrong, but regardless, I'll probably show when I get there what the install looks like and talk about it a bit more. So yeah, kind of cool. With that said, we took about the worst way we could have to leave that parking lot. Like, we were right here and we went right, which is whatever. We should have gone left. But then we, instead of coming here and going this way, we went all the way around. So just a small little nitpick related to, as always, map data. Okay, and where we're going, we can actually do park in the driveway. So let's see how this goes. All right, I have never been here before. So I think that's actually the parking lot, or the driveway, and it's busy. So that's interesting. I told it to park in the driveway. It can't. So we'll see what it does instead. I should park here, would be the other like set. Perfect. This is exactly what I would have done, exactly where I would have parked. And that was, yeah, that was ideal. Nice job. Wasn't sure if it saw that. Cool. Well done. Door to door, press of a button. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Done there, heading downtown now. So we're gonna go meet with the Matter guys. Something I want to show, like a little fun, whatever, Tesla tip. If you're ever wanting to send an address to the car, maybe you're not in the car yet and you want to like pre-navigate, whatever it may be. If you were in Google Maps and you search for an address, so this is where I'm going, I can hit share, and then I can hit share this place, and then I can choose Tesla. And when I do that, it sends it directly to the car. So that way, you know, lots of times my directions are auto-filled based off of, because a lot of my things are calendar appointments with addresses in them. But for the times that there's not, I will use that just so I'm not getting in the car and having to like navigate. Very, very first world problem, but it makes the whole process a little bit more seamless. So you can also do that. Like sometimes Jay will be driving. She'll call me and say, hey, I want to stop and grab X. Can you find a place for me on the way? And I'll do that, and then I'll send it to the car for her. So somebody else can be driving, and you can send the directions to the car while they're driving, and it'll update for them. So super useful tip. I use it honestly all the time. But anyways, we are heading downtown now. Traffic might be a little bit miserable over the bridge, so we'll see how that goes. And then, yeah, downtown driving is it's interesting. So to be honest, as we get closer, I'm probably gonna have to look for, I mean, maybe we'll get lucky and park on the street here. We'll see. We'll try our best. If not, we're gonna have to park in a parking garage. Good job on the roundabout here. Okay, red light. We're stopped, creeping forward. I think technically we have our own lane. Yeah, we definitely do, because there's just 2 lanes there and 3 lanes here. So we should be going. There's nobody behind us yet, so I'm not gonna intervene, but I think that's a lane that we should be in. Maybe the car will figure it out. We could go right now. Yeah, nice job. So you can see, like, this lane we could have turned into and then done this merge, but regardless, nice job. All right, I'm done eating, so I got the face cam back on. Good job through here so far. I don't spend a lot of time downtown. I say that every time I come here, so it's always interesting to me to see how FSD does. All right, we should wait for this guy. Wait for this guy. And then we could probably go before the next person comes. Hesitated because of this guy? No, okay, good job. Perfect, full stop, we can go. And while we were going over the bridge there, I changed the address to just the parking lot that I needed to park at anyway, so this should be pretty straightforward. We should just pull in here and park. It's very impressive that, like I say it all the time, but like literally with the press of a button, we left that place, drove across the bridge, are now in downtown Vancouver, pedestrians, vehicles, whatever, and the car's doing everything. That's crazy to me. Yeah, version 14 isn't perfect, but this is undeniably incredible. No other vehicle can do this. All right, left-hand turn. Let's see how we do here. I think we're gonna get pretty lucky with traffic, and we just have a few people walking. So I think we're gonna get a nice break in traffic after these people. If we go pretty much right now, perfect. Nice, nice, nice. Really well done. Amazing. All right, so anywhere here you can park. Amazing. Press of a button seems to be doing everything itself. Door to door, we're parked. For the sake of the video, I'm gonna park us because I'm gonna probably film a little bit while they install the CAN bus server, but I'm gonna do it over by the road there. Plus, we're very close to this van. But that was great. Amazing. Cool. Okay, I will see you guys in 2 seconds. All right, all done there. Let's go pick up Jay. I think this will be the end of the video because I don't think she'll want to hang out and chat for an FSD video. Yeah, so stopped here. I got the CAN bus server to use. We didn't end up installing it. We just chatted for a bit, and then I was waiting here for Jay. So good job leaving here, though. In the past, it's made a mistake and it's tried to go out that other way. So I don't know what we're... Whoa, holy. It makes me look stupid, but I didn't see that person because my blind spot's totally different than your blind spot in the video. So I did not see that person and was genuinely wondering why we were stopping. I thought I was paying pretty good attention, but yeah, I completely missed them walking over. And then when we slowed down, they were behind this pillar. Yeah, crazy. While I was sitting here on X, and Mike P posted a video, and I was watching on my phone, like he's saying, you know, FSD is amazing, blah, blah, blah. And I was watching, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't even understand the video. I'll put it up right now, and I'll play it. And for me, it took me several watches before I even caught what it was that FSD was doing. But if you look carefully, like FSD is slowing down in the middle of the night for a deer that's coming off the side of the road. It's crazy because, again, like I feel like a lot of humans would miss that. But the car picked it up, dealt with it appropriately, slowed down. We should go. Yeah, just really, really incredible what this car is able to do with vision only. With that said, really good job waiting there, lots of pedestrians. And we're trying to park curbside because I'm going to pick her up at the front, so let's see how it does here. Okay, so red light, we should wait for all these people, and then we can consider turning right. Honestly, right on reds in busier areas are tough because like you want to move forward, but then you're going to block people walking across. But if there's traffic coming, you'll never know when you can go. So in a lot of ways, I'm okay with the more like cautious approach rather than get stuck in the middle of the intersection and look like a dummy. With that said, I think we could move forward now. Yeah, green light anyways. And then we'll wait for this guy. I think if we go... after these people, we should go.
Yeah, I think you just pull up beside this one. Yeah, so keep coming.
You just gotta hope FSD parks in the right spot.
Now.
Where are you?
The silver car is being...
Right here, right?
But the silver car won't make up their mind. There we go.
Nailed it. FSD is so smart.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Beautiful. Door to door. Perfect. Probably see you guys in the next one. 1 second. Let's see if Jay wants to record.
Hard race is so hard because it can be so good.
Okay, I'm starting FSD. Whoa, I'm curious what it's going to do here. Jay's ordering food. That camera's off. Wow. If it gets out, I'm very impressed. We're not waiting for nobody. Is it going to do it? Crazy.
I want that broccoli.
Wow, that was really impressive. I would have not done that.
Yeah, that was actually very impressive.
Jay's impressed. Okay, the rest of this is
recording.
the rest of this is probably going to be a time lapse because We're just ordering. Yeah, I added that for sure. We're just grabbing food, and if there's anything crazy that comes up, I'll stop and talk about it. But otherwise, it should just be kind of sped up. Okay, I'm intervening here in about 2 seconds because the car, for whatever reason, what is this route? Who would choose that? Okay.
This place.
Press of a button, FSD did it. I hope it doesn't park in the handicap. Let's see, there's a spot right there. Handicap instead, let's go. Okay, well, otherwise it did really good. I'm gonna park us. Nice job, car, though.